You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now, 8 o'clock, time for another hour of the great music that came out in the 1960s with the 60s Nostalgia Show. The 60s Nostalgia Show is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. Cotter and Stevens have been in the Wairarapa for a long time, in fact many decades, providing contracting work in the electrical field, whether that be private or commercial, and they are pretty dab hands around the dairy shed as well. So if you're a farmer and need some help with either your milking plant or your chilling or whatever around the shed, that's not a problem for Cotter and Stevens. And if you want some advice on the old effluent system, which is a little bit further away from the shed, give Jim or the other guys a ring and they'll be around to help you out. Nothing really planned for the show tonight. We'll mark some milestones, and other than that, we will see what pops up and catches my eye from the stuff I brought down. Not quite sure whether the phone is working. It actually did work last week, so if you do want to hear a particular song, artist or band, might be worthwhile just giving us a try here on 378-0255, 378-0255, and if the phone does work, we'll get your request and put it on here. From 1967 there, Sandy Shaw and Puppet on a string, a song you either love or you hate, but whatever you think of it, that song won the Eurovision Song Contest in that particular year. Right, we might kick into the milestones, and we've got a slight issue with the first one because I thought I'd packed it in my bag, but apparently I haven't, or I certainly can't find it. Anyway, on this day in 1961, Patsy Cline recorded the classic Willie Nelson song Crazy. She was still on crutches after going through a car accident or a injury in a head-on collision 2 months prior to that. And as I said, I thought I'd brought down a copy of that one, but I can't find it. Interesting enough, there is a coincidence between Patsy Cline and one of the other milestones that we will mark a little bit later on. But in 1968, Tommy James and the Shondells return to the UK number one position for the second time with the single Mony Mony.
Shoot 'em down, turn around, come on, Mony. Hey, you give me low and I feel alright now. There you go. You got me tossing, turning, feeling right, and I feel alright. I say yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you make me feel so good, yeah, so good. Alright, come on, alright, baby, say yeah, 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 yeah. Wake me, shake me, Mony, Mony. Shotgun, get it done, come on, Mony. Don't stop cooking, it feels so good, yeah. Hey, hey, but don't stop now, hey, come on, Mony, yeah. Yeah, well, you make me feel so good, yeah, alright, come on, so good, alright, I say yeah, I love you, Mony, so good, I love you, Mony, so good, I love you, Mony, alright, I love you, Mony, yeah, everybody, yeah, come on, everybody, alright, come on,
Tommy James and the Shondells there, and Mony Mony. A couple of interesting milestones in a way. On this day in 2005, Robert Moog, the inventor of the synthesizer, died aged 71. And he was the inventor of that particular gadget that became very popular in about 1969-1970. On this day in 2006, a man surfing the internet in America foils three men who broke into a shop in Liverpool in England. The man who had logged onto a site streaming live footage of Matthew Street and the forthcoming Beatles festival saw the men smashing the window of a shop and climbing inside, and he phoned Merseyside police who arrested him. So that was one good use of the internet. Right, the other milestone, which has a link to Patsy Cline and Crazy, was on this day in 2008. Drummer Buddy Harman died of a congestive heart failure aged 79. Harman worked with Elvis on Little Sister, Patsy Cline on Crazy, Roy Orbison on Pretty Woman, Johnny Cash on Ring of Fire, and Tammy Wynette on Stand By Your Man, as well as a heap of other artists, including Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson. He was the first house drummer for the Grand Ole Opry and can be heard on over 18,000 recordings. So I thought for the next 3 songs we will play songs that Buddy Harman was drumming on, and 2 or 3 of these songs actually highlight the drum quite nicely. So we'll start off with Elvis and Little Sister.
Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice, then say it's very nice, and then you run. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister done. Well, I dated your big sister, and I took her to a show. I went for some candy, along came Jim Dandy, and they snuck right out the door. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice, then say it's very nice, and then you run. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister done. Every time I see your sister, well, she's got somebody new. She's mean and she's evil like that little old Mo Evil. Guess I'll try my luck with you. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice, then say it's very nice, and then you run. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister done. Well, I used to pull your pigtails and pinch your turned up nose, but you've been growing, and baby, it's been showing from your head down to your toes. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice, and say it's very nice, and then you run. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister done. Little sister, don't you do what your big sister done. Little sister, don't you? Pretty woman, walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I like to meet. Pretty woman, I don't believe you, you're not the truth. No one could look as good as you. Mercy. Pretty woman, won't you pardon me? Pretty woman, I couldn't help but see. Pretty woman, and you look lovely as can guess I'll go on home, it's late. There'll be tomorrow night, but wait, what do I see? Is she walking back to me? Yeah, she's walking back to me. Oh, pretty woman.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. You'll have bad times and he'll have good times, doing things that you don't understand. But if you love him, you'll forgive him, even though he's hard to understand. And if you love him, oh, be proud of him, 'cause after all, he's just a man. Stand by your man, give him 2 arms to cling to, and something warm to come to when nights are cold and lonely. Stand by your man and show the world you love him. Keep giving all the love you can. Stand by your man. Stand by your man and show the world you love him. Keep giving all the love you can. Stand by your man.
There we go, 4 songs that the drummer Buddy Harmon featured on, and they were part of over 18,000 recordings that he made. And we started off with Elvis and a little sister, Roy Orbison, Pretty Woman, Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire, and we finished it with Tammy Wynette, Stand By Your Man, and all that brought the time to 22 and a half minutes after 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical maestros down in Martinborough. Of course, Tammy Wynette, she certainly stood by her man for longer than most people probably would have. She was married to, of course, country singer George Jones, who had, you could say, issues with alcohol. Always love that story, where apparently Tammy had gone out somewhere and hidden the keys to the car, and old George decided he wanted to pop down to the neighbourhood bar to quench his thirst, and couldn't find the car keys, so he found the keys to the ride-on lawnmower, and he got picked up by the police riding that on the freeway. So hopefully he didn't try to outrun the police, because it would be a no contest, and it brought to mind the song he put out in 1964, the song called The Race Is On.
I feel tears welling up cold and deep inside, like my heart's sprung a big break, and the stab of loneliness sharp and painful that I may never shake. Now you might say that I was taking it hard since you wrote me off with a call, but don't you wager that I'll hide the sorrow when I'm right down and bald. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love scratched for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. One day I ventured in love, never once suspecting what the final result would be. How I lived in fear of waking up each morning and finding that you'd gone from me. There's aching and pain in my heart, for the day was the one that I headed to face. Somebody new came up to win her, and I came out in second place. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love scratched for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all.
George Jones there from 1964, and The Race Is On. irrespective of what his personal problems might have been. George Jones was a great country singer, put out some tremendous country songs. So did this guy, and he is still around. Chris Christopherson put out some great songs over a long, long period of time. And here's one of his earliest songs, a great song called The Sunday Morning Coming Down.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. It didn't hurt. The beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And I shaved my face and combed my hair and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my brain the night before on cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. My first and watched a small kid cussing at a can that he was kicking. Then I crossed the empty street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something that I'd lost somehow, somewhere along the way. On the Sunday morning sidewalks, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound on the sleeping city sidewalks. Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl who he was swinging. And I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the song that they were singing. Then I headed back for home, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On the Sunday morning sidewalks, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound on the sleeping city sidewalks. Sunday morning coming down.
A great song there by Chris Christopherson from 1969. He certainly has written some tremendous songs and also performed cover versions of other songs. And I've got several of his LPs at home, and I enjoy listening to them from time to time. Talking of time, it's 29 minutes to 9 o'clock, and I think we'll stick in the country groove for the next couple of songs. We'll start off with one from 1969 and a song by Don Gibson, and we'll follow that one up, I think, with Ode to Billy Joe, because I haven't played that one for quite a while.
Of a heartbreak, lost love, loneliness, memories of your caress, so divine. I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, sea of a heartbreak. How did I lose you? Oh, where did I? Sea of a heartbreak, lost love, loneliness, memories of your caress, so divine. How I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on a sea of tears, sea of a heartbreak. Oh, I'd give to sail back to shore, back to your arms once more. Sea of a heartbreak, lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress, so divine. How I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, sea of a heartbreak. It's a sea of a heartbreak.
June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. I was out chopping cotton and my brother was baling hay. And at dinner time we stopped and walked back to the house to eat. And Mama hollered at the back door, y'all remember to wipe your feet. And then she said, I got some news this morning from Choctaw Ridge. Today Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Papa said to Mama as he passed around the black-eyed peas, well, Billy Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please. There's 5 more acres in the lower 40 I got to plow. And Mama said it was a shame about Billy Joe anyhow. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge. And now Billy Joe McAllister's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Brother said recollected when he and Tom and Billy Joe put a frog down my back at the Carroll County Picture Show. And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday night? I'll have another piece of apple pie. You know it don't seem right. I saw him at the sawmill yesterday on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billy Joe's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Mama said to me, child, what's happened to your appetite? I've been cooking all morning and you haven't touched a single bite. That nice young preacher, Brother Taylor, dropped by today. Said he'd be pleased to have dinner on Sunday. Oh, by the way, he said he saw a girl that looked a lot like you up on Choctaw Ridge. And she and Billy Joe was throwing something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. A year has come and gone since we heard the news about Billy Joe. Brother married Becky Thompson, they bought a store in Tupelo. There was a virus going round, Papa caught it and he died last spring. And now Mama doesn't seem to want to do much of anything. And me, I spend a lot of time picking flowers up on Choctaw Ridge and drop them into the muddy water off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Bobby Gentry there, ode to Billy Joe, bringing the time to 21 and a half minutes to 9 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Connor and Stevens, the electrical geniuses down in Martinborough. Right, next up we've got a Beatles track. We'll dedicate this one to Di, because she's asked for a Beatles song, and I also I thought I might dedicate this one to John and Raywin over in Chester, because I know they're listening in at the moment, and hopefully a couple of rockers don't put you off your work, Raywin. Couple of great Mersey tracks there, starting off with the Beatles and Paul McCartney doing the old Little Richard with the Long Tall Sally, and then finishing it off with the Swingin' Blue Jeans and Hippie Hippie Shake. Right, next up we have a track from the Mamas and the Papas, and it's California Dreaming, and that was probably something I should have been doing today when I was driving around the Tararua with the squally showers and thunderstorms and hail that was happening up there, with the rain coming in horizontally.
Wherever that river goes, that's where I want to be. Flow, river, flow. Let your waters wash down. Take me from this road to some other town.
The Birds there from 1969, the ballad of Easy Rider. Right, next up we'll go back to 1964 and Donovan.
Yellow is the color my true love's here in the morning. When we rise, in the morning, when we rise, that's the time I love the best. Blue's the color of the sky in the morning, when we rise, in the morning, when we rise, that's the time I love the best. Green's the color of the sparkling corn in the morning, when we rise, in the morning, when we rise, that's the time I love the best. Mellow is the feeling that I get when I see her. When I see her, that's the time I love the best. Freedom is a word I rarely use without thinking, without thinking of the time when I've been low.
trippy feel to that song. Sunday will never be the same. Spanky and our gang brought the time to 6 minutes to 9 o'clock. Time for one more, and I think we'll go out with Galveston.
Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea winds blowing. I still see her dark eyes glowing. She was 21 when I left Galveston. Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea waves crashing while I watch the cannons flashing. I clean my gun and dream of Galveston. I still see her standing by the water, looking out to sea. And is she waiting there for me on the beach where we used to run? Galveston, oh Galveston, I am so afraid of dying. Before I dry the tears she's crying, before I watch your seabirds flying in the sun at Galveston, at Galveston.
Glenn Campbell with Galveston, bringing to a close another edition of the 60s Nostalgia Show, which was kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. And the program was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7.